Did that influence your decision to leave eventually?
Definitely.
So how did that happen?
I met somebody else. I met someone and I had what the witnesses would call an affair. It wasn't much of an affair. Actually, in retrospect, was like, I should have done that a bit better. And then the elders came up to our house to talk to me. My husband asked the elders to come up, and they had what's called a judicial committee, which I didn't know they were coming for, but basically they like laid 3 chairs out in a row in front of me, and it was a new house that had like windows out onto the street, and we only just moved, so we didn't have any curtains or anything, so people were walking past, and they had the big electric light on as they were doing this as well. And they asked me really intimate questions about my marriage, about intimate questions about the other relationship, questions that I never thought I had the choice to not answer either. So I told them everything that they asked me. I saw them as kind of being men of God. And I didn't realize at the time that kind of what they were doing was actual torture techniques. My husband, who I had a difficult enough relationship with, was sitting on the sofa with me. And when I suggested that maybe he could leave the room, they said, no, he's your husband. He has to be allowed to stay. So it was really, really horrible. But again, I kind of submitted to it and didn't think that I had the choice to kick them out, basically, which I would do now quite happily. But that at the time, and they were there for hours. They were there till it was nearly midnight, and they sent me out the room before they came to their decision, and they basically said, oh, we've let you stay a witness, but with these caveats, I wasn't allowed to answer at the meetings anymore. I can't even remember if I wasn't allowed to go on the ministry. I think I was, but I kind of had to be like heavily guarded on the ministry. I had to study with an elder's wife. I basically had to just like be really humiliated. And they also they said when they came into the room, everything that happens in this room is private and between us. And then that Sunday, they had a talk at the meeting, what's called a public talk, and there was over 100 people there, where they basically told the whole congregation what had been going on. And they didn't name me, but it's a small community. Everybody knew who they were talking about.